Hello students. Last time we had seen basics of memory management, under which we had covered contiguous memory allocation, non-contiguous memory allocation. Also we discussed about address translation. These two are the main features of your memory management. Memory allocation is the first one and second one is address translation. Okay, today we are going to see in depth what is contiguous memory allocation and non-contiguous memory allocation. Why this topic is important? It is important from your exam point of view. Always you get a question on contiguous memory allocation as well as non-contiguous. Now over here, what is contiguous memory allocation? It is just that you're allocating the space contiguously for the memory. Okay, inside the memory you're allocating the space contiguously. Okay, now over here we'll take one example. This is a memory, okay, of the size 10 KB, out of which this 2 KB is already allocated. Okay, what we have right now is this 4 KB available for the next allocation. Okay. Now there comes a process called as P1, which requires 5 KB for its allocation inside the memory. Now if you see over here, 4 KB plus 4 KB, total 8 KB is available for in this memory, but then too we are not able to assign this 5 KB inside this memory block just because we want to allocate it contiguously. Okay, so no continuous fashion is there for allocation. That's why we cannot allocate P1 over here. This is also called as external fragmentation. Okay, even though what is external fragmentation? Even though total memory is available, we are not able to assign the currently process inside that allocation. Okay, that thing is called as external fragmentation. Now, this external fragmentation is explicitly there in your contiguous memory allocation. Okay. Now comes your non-contiguous memory allocation, with which you can see there is no external fragmentation. How the memory is allocated? Memory is allocated, as the name suggests, non-continuously. Okay, so if suppose I think of the memory blocks in this fashion. Okay, these are the memory blocks. There is one block over here. Okay, which is the header of which contains the address of the next block. The header of this contains the address of the next block and so on. Just imagine a memory which looks like a linked list, so you'll get this view. Okay. Now taking the same example, take this is my main memory. Okay, this is my main memory and this is this 2 KB block which is allocated already. They're taking the same example. Now right now I have 8 KB which is free. Okay, so now P1 which says that it has 5 KB will take 4 KB from here. Now it will, the header of which, or you can say it will contain one segment which contains the address of the remaining block, so that is 1 KB, so it will be stored somewhere else. So this previous block will be storing the address of the next remaining block. Okay, so this is done in your this is done in a non-continuous fashion, so that's why the name non-contiguous memory allocation. Here if you see there is no external fragmentation, so we have removed this external fragmentation problem in from your memory allocation in non-contiguous allocation. Now coming again to your contiguous memory allocation, there are two ways in which you can allocate the memory contiguously. The first is fixed size partitioning and the next is variable size partitioning. Now, what is, first of all, we'll see what is fixed size partitioning. Okay, fixed size partitioning is entire process is to be stored in contiguous allocation way. That means now, if suppose fixed size partition says this is my memory block, I'll be dividing my memory block into fixed size partitions. Okay, so there will be partitions, but size of each partition will not be same. Okay, so size of each, there is no requirement of each block each partition to be of same size. So this is my block. Okay, this block is say 5. Okay, this is 10 kb block. Okay, so there is a fixed partitions according to the programmer. He has made it. This 5 kb, this 2 kb, this 2 kb, this is 1 kb. This already these partitions are made. Okay, fixed size partitions doesn't mean that the partitions are of fixed size. Okay, I'll tell you what is fixed size partitioning mean. Okay, so partitioning can either be equal. Okay, these partitions can be of equal size or may not be of equal size. It's not compulsion. But inside a partition, this is my partition. If suppose I have a process called as P1. Okay, so right now all of them are empty. So I come up with the process P1. So P1 is of 4 kb. Okay, so I will allocate this first one, okay, which is of 5 kb. So I'll give 4 kb here. So it just requires 4 kb. Now remaining is your 1 kb. 1 kb is free. Okay, there you this memory is wasted. So if suppose another process comes, say P2, okay, another process comes which says that I want 1 kb. So this 1 kb won't be given to it, because once you allocate memory for a partition, for a process, okay, inside a partition, if you allocate something, okay, then no other, even though some memory is free, no other process will be allowed to hold the allocation. Okay, take an example of a restaurant. In a restaurant, if you see, there are tables of different sizes. Like one table is containing 10 chairs, another table containing 3 chairs, 2 chairs. So there is a table for family, there is a table for a couple, there is a table for a small family, big family. So a hotel or a restaurant contains different size tables. So if suppose someone has captured, in a regular situation, if you see someone has captured one table, okay. So if suppose I come to the restaurant, so basically there is no space available. So and my family is containing just 4 people. So that person, okay, whoever is the supervisor will be giving me is only 10 10 size table is available. So he'll be giving that to me. Okay, so in that case, I'll be having my 4 members sitting. Okay, but 6 seats are unavailable. If suppose another family comes of 4 sides again, so they'll not be allocated to the same table. Okay, so in a regular situation, in whenever you see a restaurants or so, this type of things happen. Okay, so this is called as your fixed size partitioning, where if you see, even though this is of 4 kb and 1 kb is available, space will not be, so that 1 kb is wasted. Okay, if suppose the post process come of P2 of size 3 kb, so 3 kb won't be allocated. Like this is 2 kb and 1 kb from this will won't be allocated to it. This is also called as your internal fragmentation. Internal fragmentation is within the this block, this partition. Okay, so right now you must be cleared about internal fragmentation, external fragmentation. Internal fragmentation is seen mainly in your fixed size partitioning in contiguous memory allocation, and external fragmentation is seen totally in your contiguous memory allocation. Okay, fixed size and variable size both. Now coming to your variable size partitioning, variable size partitioning, there is no fixed partitioning as such. The entire block is available. So if suppose P1 comes of 4 kb, so this 4 kb will be allocated. P2 comes of 3 kb, 3 kb will be allocated to P2. So no fixed size partitioning is there. It's a variable size partitioning, but yes, there is contiguous memory allocation here also. Now coming to some examples, and there are some algorithms which we need to study under each of this partitioning. So this is your contiguous memory allocation. So we'll be first highlighting your variable size partitioning. So take an example. This is P1 which requires 300 say bytes of bits for its allocation. P2 25 bytes memory should be allocated. P3 125 bytes it requires, P4 50 bytes it requires. And this is my right now, this is my current status. So over here this is 50, 150, 300, 350 and 600. 50 is allocated. This slash this lines indicate that memory is already allocated. How much? 50. Okay, your 300 uh, memory is allocated, and here 600. Okay, so this is not available for any other process. Okay, so this lines indicate that this much memory is available, is not available. Okay, it's already allocated. Now, there are three algorithms in which you can allocate memory in fixed size partitioning as well as your variable size partitioning. So, these three algorithms are first fit, best fit, and worst fit. Okay, now if you see the first fit, okay, first fit says that start searching from starting, okay, whichever is available allocated. Okay, so this is my policy, first fit policy. So if I see here, p1 is 300, so 300 I will start searching you your over here. 50 is not available, then 150 is not sufficient, I require 300. Okay, this is 300, again it is allocated, so this is 350 which is free. So I'll put my 300 over here. Okay, 50 is free space, anyone can take it as it is a variable size partitioning. Okay, so accordingly everyone will be allocated. Next is 25, 25 will be allocated. I'll again start searching from this initially. 50 is allocated over here, 150 is this, so p2 will be allocated over here. So this is 25 p2 has taken, so 125 is remaining. Okay, so now third is P3 125. Again, I'll start searching from the initial part and I'll get this 125. So I'll allocate this P3 here, and then this P4. P4 is over here. Okay, so this is allocated. Now coming to your best fit policy, best fit says that searches all the blocks but will allocate the smallest one. Okay, so over here it says that it searches for all. Again, we are going to take this condition, the initial condition, and it is going to allocate. It will search all the blocks. It is going to scan all the blocks. It is going to allocate that one which is smallest one out of all the blocks, but which is enough for my allocation. Okay, so now over here taking the first one, 300. So again I'll search from here, 300, 300. The smallest one available is 350. Okay, so I'll put this 300 over here. Okay, here 25 still available. Next is 25, and again search the entire block. The smallest one is this 25. Okay, over here P2 will be allocated. The third one is 125. 125 will be allocated here, smallest one but enough for it. And P4, if I see 50, 50 won't be 50 won't be, I'll not be able to allocate 50. Okay, so what I'll say, P4 is not possible. So what I'll say is best fit is the worst algorithm for my variable size partitioning. Now going to the worst fit says searches all the blocks but will allocate the largest block. Okay, so it is totally reverse of your best fit. Okay, it searches all the blocks but it will allocate the one which is the largest one. Okay, so coming again over here, 300, 300 searches all the blocks. The highest is 350, so it will be allocated here. 25, so 25 here, even though there is remaining 50, it won't be allocated here. 150 it will take the space, so P2 will be allocated here and remain is 125 space. And say in the same way P3 and P4 will be available. So now over here you can see a worst fit. With the worst fit policies, everyone is allocated very properly. So worst fit performs best in variable size partitioning, while best fit performs best worst in variable size partitioning. Okay, fixed size partitioning I'll be covering in the next lecture. Thank you, students.